Hello and welcome into Talking Bengals. We're going to try that again because why not? It didn't do it right. But hello and welcome into Talking Bengals. We're on a new streaming service and we're all over the age of 30. So there you go. We don't know what the heck we're doing. We're figuring it out as we go. And that is why we are the world's realest podcast. Got a full crew here tonight to join in the depression. And if you didn't realize, I hate this team. I'm so demoralized and beaten down at this point that it's almost a joke to even do the podcast. We're still fans. We still love you guys who listen to us, but it's just painful. All right, Bernsey, we got anything you want to put out?
Yeah, welcome to our first ever live show. There's 0 of you joining us at the moment, but hey, we're only gonna grow. We're trying it out, trying to make my life easier. That's for sure. Because
this is a positive, right? We can go nowhere but up from here, literally.
There's nowhere else to go.
The first 10 years is just a trial, right? Like you're just figuring out how you do it for the first 10 years. And then after that, you finally get it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So here we are.
I don't know. Anyways, let's just go ahead and jump straight into depression. Cheers and jeers. You guys convinced me to do a pre-show. So, Nick, I'll let you take one of them. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and say that Myles Murphy, yes, it probably took 3.5 years too long, but oh my gosh, right? Myles Murphy coming out of his shell is my cheer. I know that it's essentially, just low-hanging fruit, but look at what he did, right? Demetrius Knight Jr. coming out of his shell. I mean, that's kind of a positive in light of all the darkness around us. So, I mean, at the end of the day, right, at least we know now that we have other people that can play defensive end. Jeer, the rest of the team. I mean, we'll get more in depth. We'll get more in depth later, but essentially the whole team, it's just like everybody gave up. After Baltimore scored the first touchdown, it was like the whole team gave up.
They definitely have a lot of quit in them. Josh?
I mean, here you can only go with the defense, at least for this game. I mean, they gave them a chance, at least in the first quarter. Offense just couldn't do anything, so that's the jeer. Offense, nothing. Goose egg. First one of Joe Burrow's career. Came at the worst time possible.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing this hard, but just like all the Joe Burrow stuff, like someone needs to check on Joe Burrow. The fact that Jamar Chase said, I think I'm going to check on him more. Like, do we need to take his shoelaces away from him at this point? And if you're a military guy, you know what we're talking about. Take the shoelaces. He may be a threat to himself or others. We don't know. Zach, go
ahead. My cheer, I'm going to go, since he took Myles Murphy, I'm going to go Demetrius Knight Jr. I think he finally is coming out of his shell, which is nice. Obviously, we still got some things to figure out in the run game on the defensive side of the ball. But and then it could be a multitude of things, but I'm actually going to blame us. I'm going to blame the fans. My jeer goes to the fans because not only are you complaining that there was snow in your seat, but you went after Joe Burrow for one poor performance. Come on. And the fact that Jamar had to look at you guys and go, hey, if you don't like it, take your asses home. So that's bad. Be better, fans. Okay. I get it. We all getting riled up and amped up and F this team and blah, the organization that, but like at the end of the day, it's just football. It's not that serious. Be better.
It's just a game. They're grown men playing a child's game, right? Don't take it so darn serious.
And I know this will warm Zach's heart a little bit on this ridiculously freezing cold December day, and it's not even winter yet. But this is like, I'm not an overly big Joey Votto fan. But I wasn't like, man, the Reds are losing because Joey Votto's terrible this one game. No, the rotation back in 17 and 18 we all could have been on there and it'd have been the exact same results. So yeah, I mean,
It might have been better.
It might have been better. I mean, heck, who knows? My 30-mile-an-hour fastball might have fooled a few people. I don't know. But it was just one of those where it's like, yeah, you don't hate on the guy who's the best player on the team just because he has a bad game. That seems silly. And the whole my jeer, oh man, I got jeers for years. That's my next motto here, jeers for years. But Geno Stone is the worst safety in the history of the NFL. I mean, the angle he took before halftime, it made me wonder if he's ever played sports. Like, the fact that he's a professional athlete, I'm like, I get it. I'm old. I'm slow. I'm not overly athletic. But that angle, I'm like, man, I could have coached my 4-year-old to take a better angle than that. You literally cut the route under by 5 yards. Like, you've been doing this for your entire football career, at least since high school. Because I remember watching us do it in high school. Like, here's the angle drill. Let's run this way or whatever. So I don't understand how you can screw it up that bad. So Geno Stone, I can't make it because this is a live show, but if you've seen Ted Lasso, he is a Muppet, and I hope he, something of the incurable condition of being a little something. But if you don't know Ted Lasso, just watch it. It's a great scene. But yeah, he's just horrible. He's an awful football player. And the fact that he's the one that went up to Joe Burrow in the locker room after press conference, like, dude, don't take it so hard. I would have probably punched him in the face if I was Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I'm not going to take it so hard because literally you're 90% of the reason why we lost.
And maybe you should learn how to tackle somebody in the open field. Maybe you should learn how to take an angle. But
Geno Stone did make one open field tackle by diving at his feet.
The first one of his entire NFL career. There we go. But no, I do actually have a cheer. I have a very isolated incident cheer, but it's also kind of a negative because that's who I am today. But anyways, Dylan Fairchild. When Samaje Perine got hurt, and I don't blame Samaje, wish him all the best. We love the guy. And I guess when your knee goes pop, you just drop the football. I've never had that happen to me. I'm assuming it is a horrible, awful situation. So no judgment on dropping the football on that one. But the fact that no one else on the field even realized it was a fumble until Dylan Fairchild was like, oh, that's the ball. It just falls on it. Good on you for at least knowing when you see the ball on the ground, just fall on it. So good. There's my cheer. He did one thing right. I don't feel like a lot of it was his fault. I do feel like Joe had just a bad day. Like, everything he did was just wrong. Couldn't get the blocking schemes lined up right. And it happened. It happens to everybody. We all have bad days. It probably didn't help that last week he had 2 bad moments, or 1.5 bad moments that ended the game. But you know what? He's just in a slump. It's okay. He's still the best quarterback I've seen on this team ever.
Hey, let's put it this way, okay? At least he's having a slump in a bad year.
Yes.
Okay? This is like Joey Votto having a sub 250 batting average in the 1 year that we realized that the Reds definitely don't have a chance for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay? We're perfectly fine with that because we realize the next year he's going to go out, work even harder. He's going to come out even better.
As long as they somehow didn't break Joe Burrow, which I'm a little concerned about because he's a tough guy. He's just going through a bad time. He's going to go do whatever he can do with his $270 million, and he'll get happy again. Unlike the rest of us mortals who, when we have a bad day, we're just like, well, tomorrow could be another bad day. How bad can your day honestly be when you have $270 million? Nobody likes to live.
Let's talk about the low-hanging fruit, right? Joe's comments in his presser, essentially seeming like somebody shot his dog. And, let's just be honest, okay? Joe is a competitor. I'm going to start it off because I have a minute to talk about this to take it away from the podfather here. Let's think about it. Joe's a competitor, right? When you're a competitor, what is fun? Winning, right? He wants to win. Winning is fun, right? When you compete and you work as hard as what Joe Burrow does, he wants to go out and he wants to win. Same thing with Jamar Chase. Same thing with T. Higgins. Same thing with a lot of the guys on the O-line. Sometimes it just doesn't pan out well, right? This year, they've actually done a fairly decent job of protecting Joe. The referees obviously don't know how to. But I mean, for any other quarterback in the league, there's at least 5 roughing the passer quarterbacks this past game.
Yeah.
Changes the whole course of the game. But anyways, all right, let's get back to Joe Burrow and actually being a competitor. Right? When you want to compete as much as Joe does, he wants to win. He doesn't care about anything else. All he cares about is winning. That's it. It's fun when you win. It's fun to compete that way. It's fun to work hard when you know that winning is going to happen. How does Mike Brown and the Blackburns get a winning atmosphere in Cincinnati? Well, they put their historically cheap attitudes off to the side, and they put a defense on the other side of the field that's worth something. They get Duke Tobin and Zach Taylor out.
No,
it has to happen.
it's
I
not.
don't care if we all know it's not going to happen. It still needs to be said. They both need to go. Zach Taylor cannot call plays in a pressure situation. When Joe Burrow's helmet, when that whole snafu happened, Joe Burrow was great at play calling by himself without Zach in his ear. Right? What was that, like last year or 2 years ago when he didn't have Zach telling him what play to run? Joe Burrow was calling the plays like what Peyton Manning used to. He did a great job. Why don't we, I don't know, have the offensive coordinator working with the quarterback to discern the plays and then come up with a scheme on the sidelines. So that way Joe knows the scheme before he goes onto the field. That way he can see the defense plays on the field and call an audible if he needs to. Joe's a smart enough person. He's a competitor, and he studies film enough to where he knows what defense he can run which offensive schemes for.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow needs to be surrounded with a bunch of competitors, and it needs to happen not only on the offensive side but also on the defensive side. All right, I'm done with my soapbox.
Okay, so Zach, I'm not sure if he knows. Maybe you should tell him. You should tell him the breaking news today.
Oh, so if you live under a rock and you haven't seen Paul Dehner from the Growler podcast and the Athletics Report, evidently Zach Taylor's contract is actually for 2 more years, not just 1 more year. So through 2027 at this point. And oh, by the way, Duke Tobin is basically family to the Blackburns and the Brown family. So therefore, he's probably not going anywhere either. And they're probably going to give Al Golden another run as well. So, and call it a fluke year and let him try and build for 2026.
I may not even watch next year.
Yeah, I mean, Josh, go ahead.
This is Dick LeBeau years all over again.
I mean, come on. I've been saying for years, Zach needs to go. And then when I saw that today, that he had another 2 years, I mean, if it was 1, we could talk ourselves into maybe them cutting him and just, getting rid of 1 year. They're not doing 2 years. We all know how this team works. It sucks to say because they've broken some of the things that they've done, with free agency and all that, but they're not going to cut a coach that they still owe 2 years of pay to. And as you said, Duke Tobin, he's family. They're not going to get rid of him just because they like him. He sucks at his job, but I guess for this team, you don't have to be good at your job to keep it. So,
well, I would say you don't have to be continuously good. He's had a couple good runs where, 2 or 3 drafts in a row hit, but then the next 10 suck. 2 or 3 in a row hit, the next 10 suck. So, I mean, you could say he's been occasionally good because he has been occasionally good, but there's no consistency. Who doesn't want that job security? I'm telling you what, sign me up for that. I'm good a couple years out of a decade, and that's about all I'm good for. It's just pathetic that as a fan base, we're going to just watch Joe Burrow's prime years get wasted. Now, do I hope they figure everything out like Nick thinks they can? I hope. I really do, but what if they've gotten worse the last 3 years on defense? What makes you think that all of a sudden they're going to draft the right guys or sign the right guys in free agency? Or, I mean, is Joe going to take a massive pay cut so he can bring in real defensive players to compete for a Super Bowl? Because your head coach is not the guy. Your director of player personnel, really the GM, he's not the guy. This is the nightmare scenario. What's going to happen, Zach's going to play out his entire contract, and at the end of it, Joe is going to say, I want a trade. I'm out. Well, because he'll have, 2 years left on his contract? Yeah, he's going to say, I want out. I can't lose again, because we're going to lose probably the next 2 seasons, because Duke Tobin is going to go into his, a magic 8 ball. Should I draft another Shamar Stewart? Yeah, he has great traits. No production, but great traits. And we're going to end up with another garbage first-round pick. I mean, okay, I'll give him credit for Mims. Mims seems to be okay, but we'll see. Murphy, 3.5 years later, that's not a first-round pick. That's a fourth-round pick. That's what you expect from a fourth or third-round pick. Develop into something. Zach, it looks like you got a burning comment. Go ahead.
No, I'm playing around with our stuff, listening to you speak, so I apologize.
Oh, well, I thought you had a good comment. Never mind. Go ahead, Nick. Jeez.
When's the last time that we drafted a starting defensive player that panned out?
I would say Logan Wilson panned out for quite a few, 3-4 years.
Other than Logan Wilson. Because that was a fluke.
DJ Turner, he's 1 year pan out. We got to see if it's a fluke or not.
The pan out in the year that we drafted them to play.
Oh, pan out in the year that we drafted them. Logan Wilson.
Before Logan Wilson, can we even think of one? Because we're going back into Mike Brown years, if I'm thinking back far enough.
You mean Marvin Lewis years? Mike Brown's always here.
Sorry, Paul Brown. For some reason.
Was Jesse Bates good?
Yeah, he was pretty good his rookie year. I mean, I wouldn't say he was great, but he was pretty good. Geno Atkins was pretty good his rookie year and got better after that. So, I mean, there's been a couple that are good contributors. But, yeah, it's been a while.
Like
I'm really trying to think back. So, before 21. Yeah, Jesse Bates be about the only one I can think of. And then I'm really trying to think back, because most of our defensive picks at that point were garbage cornerbacks that never really panned out in the mid-2000s, because we had to bring in Pac-Man Jones. We love Pac-Man. We're not trying to put him down. But he was never supposed to be a starting corner on the team. But the fact that their draft picks never panned out, he became a starting corner. So it's just – that's hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a real question. And who's been the person drafting for all of these picks? He's obviously the problem.
Yep.
I don't care how close a family you are, you got to cut ties when something's not going right, because there's a lot of people that if they don't change something, there's not going to be anybody buying tickets to the games. You're not going to be able to pay Joe Burrow. You're not going to be able to pay any of the players, because nobody's going to be buying tickets to go to your games. Nobody's going to be buying anything at the concession stands, because nobody's going to be there. Because nobody wants to see this garbage. Everybody's got better things to do than to watch a crappy football team play against another team who's either halfway decent or terrible for the rest of the year, and get our butts whipped in, because at the end of the day, that's exactly what's going to happen with the way this defense played, other than Miles Murphy and Demetrius Knight Jr.
DJ Turner. Even though he missed the world's easiest interception, hit him in the face. That was pretty embarrassing.
3 players on defense cannot be a sustainable defense. You need all 11 guys to be able to play a good defense. Look at when we went to the Super Bowl. We had 8 to 10 guys that were solid. They were solid players, right? Cam Taylor-Britt, I wouldn't necessarily say he was solid, but he was good enough. Oh, he wasn't there. Whatever.
Close enough.
Probably why we went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 22 he was there. But, yeah.
Well, we went back to the AFC North the AFC Championship game the next year with them there. Whatever. But he was good enough to play the position. He wasn't like a solid player, right? We need 8 to 10 solid players on defense. I don't care if we have to go out and sign free agents on 1 to 2 year contracts. We have to get competitors on the defensive side of the ball that are willing to put in the effort that Joe Burrow and the offense is putting in.
So here's my question to you guys. I'll frame it real quick and let you guys run with it so Nick doesn't yell at me for talking too much. But why don't we take the Rams approach and literally mortgage our entire future? Because remember when that happened in the Super Bowl, oh, well, they're gonna suck for forever. They had one bad season. They gave away all their draft picks, had one bad season back in the playoffs. Right now, they're probably going to be the number 2 seed in the NFC. Why not take their approach? Get rid of all the draft picks for next year. I don't want a single one of them. Trade them away for people that matter, people that can make an impact right now. What do y'all think?
Well, I can tell you the reason why we wouldn't do that is because we don't have a coach in place.
No. Should we do it?
We shouldn't do it, no. If we had a coach in place like they had when they did that, it would make a huge difference. But we have Zach Taylor. So it wouldn't work out. The top, the guy that's making the decisions on the field, he's going to be the one making the mistakes. So it's completely different sort of situation. If we had a Sean McVay type guy, I would say I would love to take a Super Bowl. But
Burnsy, what do you think?
Should they do it? Probably. Will they? No. It's the Bengals. It's the Bengals we've watched for 30 plus years.
Yeah, they won't do it, but they should.
Yeah, they definitely should. Take this year, chalk it up, like you said, sell everything, find people that are going to come in and perform on defense consistently. You don't really need much on offense. Maybe a couple extra guys at depth on the offensive line, and a slot receiver.
Yeah.
Other than that, because obviously, we cut Burton. Yoshi is hit or miss right now. Chuck he's hurt. I don't know what his IR status is right now. But yeah, we're at where we're at. I know you're tapping your head for T, so it's getting smaller. Tinsley has his moments.
I mean, we're essentially in a spot where we have Mikey G, we have Tinsley, we have Yoshi, then we got T and Jamar. Okay, we have a receiving core. Okay, we have an offense together. Let's not worry about building up our offense anymore. We got Chase Brown, Taj Brooks, we got all of our tight ends that anybody could ever want, and then we have receivers. Okay, great. Let's move on from offense and let's build the defense. I'm with Casey. Give away every single draft pick that you have for guys that we know are going to get out there and perform on defense. People that are going to come in day one and be a difference maker. Plain and simple. Difference maker that we need right now, we need a cornerback, and we need a linebacker. We also need someone in the middle on the defensive line, right? Someone to help BJ Hill. Right, he's getting older. His production's going down. Love the man, but God bless the man. He needs help. Right, he needs someone to take some snaps for him. So we need someone to be able to either be on a 4-man front to help him. They can line up, two techniques. They could do a 1 and 3, 1 and 5, and have one of the pass rushers hit outside. I mean, so many different fronts that you can run with 2 guys who are effective in the middle, especially on a running down. So I mean, at the end of the day, we need to build the defensive side. We need at least one person on the defensive line. We need at least one linebacker, and we need at least one cornerback.
Safety. For the love of safety.
And at least one safety. So there's four draft picks that we can get rid of. But like Bernsey said, we're not going to get rid of any of those draft picks because it kind of pairs into what Josh says. We don't have the people in place to coach those veterans coming in that are going to perform.
Yeah, but not only
they're going to be put in terrible schemes.
Yeah, Duke Tobin loves his draft picks. He holds on to them like they're, his children, like, oh, no, I can't lose a draft pick. What if this is the next Geno Atkins? What if it's the next Malik Jefferson or PJ Dawson or insert other person that you guys probably don't even remember ever existed because they never made an impact on the roster? Yeah, it's a lottery ticket. I would trade a bunch of lottery tickets for a known commodity right now. And I'm going to call back another question for you guys. Zach, unless you got something you want to jump on that comment with. Yes, I'm going to make a callback. I think this was 2 seasons ago, or maybe 3. It might have been right after the AFC Championship, like the next season we got into it. And I asked you all the question, would you have taken the 1 Super Bowl win and then sucked for the next 5 years, guaranteed? Because we're in the middle of sucking right now. And I was, no, we're going to win a bunch more. Have you all changed your tune at this point?
I'm used to the sucking. Look at my headline. You can't hurt me. I'm a Bengals fan.
But I mean, like if someone told you next year they're going to win the Super Bowl and then they're going to suck for 5 straight years, would you be like, sign me up?
As a fan, yeah.
Yeah.
But if I'm someone like Joe Burrow, no. And you know me, I'm a competitor. No. I would rather have good teams that make it to the playoffs and compete in the playoffs every year than just have 1 Super Bowl win and then suck.
Well, or you can get where we're getting now and we just suck. So like I said, I'm always going to, at this point in time, since this franchise has never won a Super Bowl, you give me 1 Super Bowl next season, be like, we're not even going to have a chance to compete until, 2032. I'll be like, okay, see you in 2033. I'm going to find something else to do with my time. Take my 1 Super Bowl win and go for a victory lap. And maybe that's the wrong answer, but I feel like this is we all bought a stock. Like this is going to take off. And it went up to from $10 a share to $150 a share. Like, yeah, then $1,500 a share. Yeah, and then it just crashed down to 5 cents. And it's been stuck on 5 cents for the last 3 years. Just steadily goes up to 7, down to 3, up to 8, down to 2, but averaging about 5 cents. I feel like that's where we're at. It's bad. It's just bad. I don't even know what else to touch on right now because do we care about the Dolphins game? I know we'll do a prediction because that's what we are. We're a Bengals show, but if you have other priorities, I'm assuming you're probably going to be focusing on those and having background noise at the game.
I mean, I'm going to be coming back home from Gatlinburg, so I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to miss it. I'm going to check my fantasy. That's about it.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. I don't have anything for fantasy because I sucked like the Bengals. I've got 4 wins too.
So there is no joy in Mudville. The Bengals have struck out. And just nothing fun to watch.
I mean, I'm going to be watching college football this weekend, and it's about it. I'm not going to be watching the Bengals game because, quite honestly, I don't want to watch a crap show that doesn't mean anything.
It's just bad. See, I'm not a soccer guy, but this is the one thing that, European soccer gets right. You can't end up being the worst team or you get eliminated. You get dropped down to the lower circuit. We need to have minor league professional football that's more consistent for that. So it's like, if you're the worst team in the NFL, you just got demoted. So that way, at least they're still playing for something. Because, this time of year, it's horrible. And this just reminds us of, the pre-Super Bowl run where it's like, oh, yeah, they're still playing out the string with their 5 or 6 wins. And you're like, so fun.
Yeah, now they're just playing to not be the worst. And at this point, why not just be the worst?
They don't think strategically.
Well, they're at 9 right now. So right now they could potentially, and they'll probably muff it anyway, but go get Caleb Downs from Ohio State. So best safety in football, college football, that is. So it's what we need.
They'll mess it up somehow. They'll beat the Cardinals. They'll beat the Browns. Maybe they'll rip off the last 3. Now that nothing matters, they'll win the last 3 games, get to 7-10 and end up picking 17. And just wow, great. I'm so glad we get another mid player instead of a blue chip player. So glad.
I'm actually going to look at the standings and see how far they can actually fall if they mess this up.
Well, while Zach is doing that, we will talk about other stuff like the other crap show in Cincinnati. Actually, all Cincinnati sports, other than I guess FC Cincinnati, which we're not soccer people, like I mentioned, are kind of a crap show minus Xavier basketball. UC, bad times. The Reds, apparently, if you're not a hometown person, they're not interested in you in free agency for some reason. I don't get that. I mean, I was like, oh, we're going to bring Gino back possibly. I'm like, I don't think we are. I don't think that's going to happen. And two, I guess he DHs if you'd bring back Gino. I don't know. I don't see it. But the Reds are making me sad. All the Cincinnati teams, that was a comment I was going to make earlier, and Nick or Josh jump on it too. Why do they just rhyme with each other? Like the Bengals get bold, the Reds get bold, and then they both go back to very passive and not doing crap.
Well, it's not even just that. Something about Cincinnati professional sports. We feel like, hey, bring back a hometown guy. It's going to be great. Even if the guy's 10 years past his prime, just bring him back. It's going to make the fans happy. We need somebody to help us win. We want to win. But none of the owners, aside from FC does want to win. The other two professional owners, they don't want to win. They just want to sell tickets. They want to put butts in the seats, and they think if they go cheap, they can do that. But, if you start winning, you'll have people that actually want to watch you play. Because right now, people are starting to turn on the Bengals. So much goodwill built up from the Super Bowl year, 21 and 22, is just completely faded away. All the hype around Ellie that made people want to go to the game, they ended up good, but most of the season they sucked. They just caught fire at the right time. I mean, if you just put a consistent winner on the field, you will actually sell tickets and wipe off the freaking snow from the seats.
I mean, how easy would it have been to have one of those backpack leaf blowers, and you could do 10 of them, and you just have people just systematically use the backpack leaf blower to just blow the snow off the seats. I mean, it wasn't like it was like that sticky snow where it's like real wet and everything. It was colder than sin outside.
It was dry.
All you had to do was just use a leaf blower. I mean, it was probably the lightest 3 or 4 inches of snow I've ever shoveled.
Yeah, it was super dry.
Absolutely ridiculous. So that's non-excusable. But I think the real problem is that we got Tweedledee and Tweedledum running the Reds and the Bengals. They don't care about how they can make a better product. How do you make a better product? Well, you get things that are quality that people want to watch. Well, those quality products that people want to watch, they cost a little bit more. But guess what? You could sell tickets at a higher price and charge more for things when people are watching something they actually want to watch. It's simple business.
But they're still raising ticket prices.
Nobody's going to pay for it. Nobody's going to pay for it. I'm not paying for it. I know you're not. You're cheaper than I am.
Oh, I am. I'm super. But here's the problem. Look I'm speaking right to our demographic. So if you don't think I'm talking to you, I totally am. Bengals, Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else. There are these people, and I'm not going to name call because we do appreciate their support and we get it. But you're not a real fan if you're not here for the bad years. If you're not going to go games because the team's bad, dude, grow up. This is real money that they're asking you to spend and hate your life for 3 hours. Leave in a ticked off mood that may affect the rest of your week. A guy posted recently, the Bengals called him, hey, season tickets are available, $2,800 per seat. And he was like, no, thank you. Well, what do you mean? Like, you've been on the wait list for 2 years. Yeah, and the product has not gotten better in 2 years. It's gotten worse. I can't even fathom paying that much money per seat because they've ticked me off every Sunday.
That's just for the license for the seat. That's not even like for the actual tickets to go to the game.
It's crazy.
That's just to have the license to have first dibs on the tickets.
It's nuts. I mean, the fact that they can do seat license, then ticket cost is criminal. The prices of it is ridiculous. You could literally take a vacation or 2 or 3 to really nice places for the amount of money to be miserable every Sunday, except for how many home games have they won this year? Is it just one?
Against Steelers.
Against the Steelers. Yeah. So one game you've been happy with home games. The other times you're leaving ticked off. But they don't care because they got your money. So the fact that people don't want to spend money, good for them. Burns, did you figure out the playoff odds?
Yeah, the furthest I think we'll fall is 12. So there's still some good draft capital in there.
There's only 11 blue chip players. That'd be our luck. Like everybody after 11, 12 through 20 are about the same guy. And you're like, oh, well, I mean, I feel
right.
Like
the Bengals will draft in the first round of the 2026 NFL draft a quarterback. Guarantee it.
No, it's John Ross. That's who they're going to draft. He went back to college. He's still super fast. They're just going to be like, John Ross. We need a slot guy. He's fast.
I mean, I see them drafting a running back or a quarterback or an offensive lineman, something that we literally already have.
Something dumb.
Like, that'd be like me going out. All right, say I own a 2500 Chevy Silverado, right, decked out to the T, right? And instead of me getting an everyday driver, like a little Honda Civic or Toyota Corolla, something that's going to last forever, that I can just drive to and from places and it's cheap, I go out and buy an even bigger truck so I can pay 2 huge monthly bills on my vehicles. Like, it's dumb. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of everybody else's time. And you're just not doing anything to help anybody.
It's just bad. So let's, I guess, get into our game predictions here. I mean,
I'll go first. 18-10 Miami.
Okay. Wow. That is the least Nick has ever spoken on this show. Wow. Josh?
24-3 Bengals.
Zach?
Since Nick's not going to do it, I guess I'll pontificate a little bit on this. I know we have it bad, and I know we really despise Zach Taylor on this show, and the fact that he's probably going to be here for 26 and 27 now. But at least it's not Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. I mean,
you can't fire somebody and just pay out.
Hold on, no. You had a chance to speak. I'm speaking now. You didn't want to talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Okay.
Yes, Dad. Yes, Dad.
Anyway, as I was saying, there's a chance that we could have ended up with Tua at one point, and we didn't, thankfully. There's a bunch of this stuff that happening in Miami that I am thankful that we don't have to deal with in Cincinnati. But, however, we are dealing with some stuff. So, that being said, my score prediction is going to be, what'd you say, 24-3, Josh? 24-3? I'm going 19-16. It's going to be something weird. Something stupid's going to happen.
Who comes out on top?
Well, I'm going Bengals, of course. I just bashed Miami all the way back to South Beach, so.
Well, my score prediction is going to be a little bit unorthodox. It's going to be NFL owners 1, Cincinnati Bengals fans 0, because we're just losing out. But the owners are all getting money off of us because of TV rights and all that crap. I don't really care who wins this game. I'm going to keep it clean because we're doing a new platform here. I really couldn't care less. I'm going to be coaching volleyball. I hope those teams win more than I hope the Bengals win at this point, because there's no point to cheering for the Bengals for this season. I want them to lose, get a better draft pick. Maybe this guy can change the defense. I don't know. But yeah, we're all losers this weekend. We're all losers for the rest of the season because they can't win anything that matters. They can only hurt themselves by winning. So,
I'll take my prediction and then change that. 35-3 Bengals.
Magic number 32. Nick.
In the most Bengals fashion ever, the Bengals will go out and trounce Miami Dolphins 35-3 because it means absolutely nothing but losing draft capital.
And we still lose. So my prediction is right no matter what. The one time I can't be wrong with my prediction.
You can still be wrong.
Oh no, we're still losers no matter what happens. If we win, we lose. If we lose, we lose because we're going to be mad that we lost. And no matter what happens, the fan base is going to lose.
The only way we win is if Zach Taylor and Duke Tobin don't have a job with Cincinnati.
Which will not happen. So, all right, let's just get into closing thoughts here because I'm getting depressed. Josh, go first.
Bye.
That's where we are, folks. We don't even have thoughts at this point. Zach, plug all the stuff, including our sponsors and our discount.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to the QR code in that direction, I believe, maybe it's that direction. I don't know. That QR code takes you straight to our store. We're still in 10%, 15%?
15%. Holiday
there
15.
It is. Holiday 15. Still running live. Go to our Etsy store. Buy some merch. At least support us. You know, it doesn't go to the Brown and Blackburn family or the Tobin family. There's that. Also, we have W Energy. So if you need a little pick-me-up without the crash or burn, go to w.gg and use promo code TBCFB10 for Talking Bengals college football 10% off there. And then other than that, appreciate you guys jumping on, being with us. Like, follow, subscribe, share, all the fun things that we do. And then my final thought is there's only one way to go but up, and that's where we're heading. Back to the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, he is talking about our podcast because the Bengals can still fall even lower because we have seen even lower. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, you're about to see it happen again for the rest of the year. And that's my closing thoughts. God bless.
Yeah, it's just bad. But I mean, the good news for all of you out there, we're not going anywhere. We're still going to be here every week. We love hanging out and talking smack. We're having fun about the Bengals when they're good. We're still fans. Yes, we might sound negative at times. We're still fans. We're just not delusional teenage fans like we once were. We grew up and became depressed like everything else in society between the 90s and now. Sad middle-aged McDonald's as opposed to fun McDonald's we had as kids. That's kind of where we're at. We just grew up with the sad McDonald's now, and we're all just realizing that this is life.
Hey, McDonald's is trying to revive their stuff right now. They've got the Grinch meals right now.
Are they bringing back play areas? If they don't bring back play areas, no.
They took away the play areas and just completely ruined all the fun.
I went to McCafe.
Who really ruined it was the BK Lounge. They ruined it. They got rid of theirs. They got rid of all of their super cool characters. Like, I preferred Burger King back in the day and their kids meal and their little clique versus
with the flat top.
Yeah, with the 90s glasses. It felt like Saturday morning cartoons, bro.
No.
Fox Kids. 9 a.m. on Saturdays.
You are literally the one person I know that prefers Burger King over McDonald's.
As a child in the 90s, yes, I did.
I can't even eat Burger King anymore.
Yeah, it's worse than the horse meat that I was getting as a kid.
All right, fine. You know what? Unclosing thought real quick. The Dream Street McDonald's was the best McDonald's as a kid.
Yeah.
Bam. I said
Well, they had the play area.
Had the play area, had the cool, like, and yes, we're guys, but they had the cool dollhouse they decorated for each occasion. So what'd they have in there this time? They'd have some random thing. Oh, that's cool. And then you go in the play area and it'd be fun. Chick-fil-A is about the only place that kids actually like to eat because of the play area now. So thank you.
But it's so
Chick-fil-A.
small.
It is,
It's so small.
It's nothing compared to the last McDonald's I saw that had a play area was in Kansas, and this was not a small one. This was like the Mac Daddy play area. It was awesome.
Alexandria still has one.
I didn't know Alexandria is still a place, to be honest with you. It's Campbell County. Is it really a place? Sorry.
Kind of.
My family's from
this.
originally, so I can say that.
Right. When you go into a McDonald's and you cannot order at the actual desk, you have to order on the personless kiosk out. Like, I won't do that. I always ask for somebody. I'm going to sound like an old man now, but I always ask for somebody because I can never get my order to be right on one of those kiosks ever. I'm literally sitting there for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, I'm sitting there trying to order this thing, and some kid behind me goes, "Do you want me to help?" I'm like, "No, I got this." And finally, I was just like, "You know what? Screw it. X. Hey, someone take my order, please, because these things don't work."
See, every time someone in my family, like one of my nieces, says that I'm such an old person, I'm like, but I'm not the oldest person I know that's around my age. I'm the second oldest person because Nick is like 90. He's literally has the same problem. He's describing the issues that my dad has out in public, and he's almost 80. So
look, all this technology and everything, it's nice, but like, there's nothing that replaces actual human interaction. Okay, human interaction is way more important than being able to use technology to make your life easier.
We have just set a new record for longest closing thoughts segment ever. So there's a positive, folks. Send them home happy. That's what we're going with.
We are officially at Talkin Bengals After Dark at this point.
Yeah, which may become its own podcast. Probably not, because it would just be a lot of curse words and dirty jokes. And I don't think we want to put that out into the universe. But anyways, thank you all for listening. It's just football. Enjoy the holiday season. Spend time with your family instead of watching this garbage product on the football field. This is a great product here on this podcast. But that's all we got. Who day?
Who day?
Who day?
As Jordan Belfort once said, I'm not leaving.